Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. I'm Ibrahim Marozo Sumba, your host. Today I'm talking about primary school life during our time when we went to school in primary school. I happened to attend 3 primary schools. That is Buchifi Primary School, then went to Nairobi, Kariobangi Primary School, then came down back home to Ihonje Primary School together with my brother. While attending Buchifi Primary School, I was staying with my aunt at Ishasna, the late Jane Nambwenya, and together with my cousins there, we attended primary school for Ihonje Buchifi Primary School for a short while. Then we went to Nairobi to join our father who was there, and then came back to Ihonje Primary School, that is in the village again. Life was not as complicated as it is, but maybe it was easier than it is at the moment. The population was less, schools were few, it was easy to know who owns a vehicle, who owns a bicycle, who comes from this family, like that. Homes were scattered well apart. So at Buchifi Primary School, during that time, we had our head teacher who was the late John Mwanza. Very high quality disciplinarian man. He molded us and made us to be who we are today. We came down to Ihonje, we found another disciplinarian man, that is the late Joash Omondi, who was our head teacher at the school, plus other teachers that I mentioned in the first channel. During those days, also, it was very easy to know who is coming from which family. We had homes scattered well apart, and we had quite a large number of pupils coming from one home, depending on the population, family members in that particular home. So it was easy. And during this time, it is 7 years that you are together with your colleagues. So you know your friends, you know people well for 7 years. It's not easy after that to forget them. It's not like in a secondary school where you are 4 years, then you go to college maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, like that. But primary school, 7 years, you are together, you are playing together, you are eating together, you are doing athletics together. It was wonderful. Then during those days in primary school, you have to wake up very early in the morning. Maybe you'll go sweep the kitchen, sweep the main house if you have, remove the cows from their cow shed, get the chicken from their homes. Maybe you'll go to weed, depending on how the planning is. You go to do some weeding before you go to school. Now, like from home to Ihonje Primary School is about 4 kilometers. Very early in the morning, you are on the road. It's a Moram road. It is very cold. There's nothing it is very uncomfortable to walk on a Moram road bare feet going to school. During those days, of course, no pupil was coming to school in shoes. There were no shoes. There was no sandals. So we go to school, Route 11, bare feet, school, come back at lunchtime, eat quickly, prepare food, eat lunch, go back to school. At 4 p.m. is like that. You come back home if you have nothing to do. Fridays, every Friday was a day for cementing or smearing the classrooms, because the classrooms were made of soil. So every Friday we were all told to carry cow dung. So we get cow dung, we go to school. When at school, we mix the cow dung with some soil, and the girls will do the smearing of the floors with this cow dung that has been mixed with soil. It's like cementing traditionally. And then the boys, our work will be to fetch water from the nearby stream, bring the water as the girls do the smearing. We go off. Monday we start classes again. We go like that. Then there are times you are told, bring firewood, bring this, and we do it. During the school time, from Monday to Friday, the school was divided into parts, whereby there were boys, there were what we used to call 4K club. So you are there, there's a portion for you to prepare, maybe you'll prepare plant maize, plant vegetables, plant onions, like that. So we used to have these portions of land within the school compound that you will do your farming, and then from there the proceeds will be used by the teachers, or the children will take them home, and it really molded us to at least you know what you are going to do after school. And this was really wonderful, not like these days. The children, we could make also things like brooms, chairs. These days, I don't think if there's any child who can make a broom in primary school. If there are, then there are very few. Also, there's no grass for making brooms. Now, brooms are being bought in supermarkets. Brooms, chairs, everything is being bought in shops. But our time, it was really enjoyable. You come out and you are doing something tangible, even though getting jobs was also. I remember after my Form 4, I was supposed to go to Form 5 at Kisumu Day, but because of school fees, I could not manage. And after that, I tarmacked for 6 years before I had an opportunity of joining a college. 6 years. And at school, we had a lot of friends, families. You know that this is from so and so's family. We had the Shuchi family, who I am blessed to be amongst them. Then we had the Akwanyi family, we had the Manasseh's family, we had the Obonyo's family, we had the Kitai's family, you had the Zedekiah Omondi's family, you had the Omondi Henry's family. You know, it was really nice. And then you are growing up together. And then I remember friends like from Manasseh family, we had Jackton Manasseh, Harambe Manasseh. Akwanyis, we had Martin Akwany, we had Richard Akwany, Beatrice Akwany, Helen Akwany. Like Chitais, we had Lilian Chitai, Vincent Chitai, we had Gaudenzia Chitai. In Shuchi, we had several, a big group of pupils going to attend Ihonje Primary School. We do. The term finishes on the day the school is closing. It was a day of settling scores now. If you had wronged anybody from one family, know that day, as the school is closing, you are going to be whipped properly. Mkono inafunguliwa. So I remember one of my cousins had been scolded by one of the Joel's family guy, and I was informed. So I was very small by then, very diminutive, mdogo kabisa. So my work, because I was small, I used to use a kiboko, whip, make a good stick, and when I reach you, in an electronic way, I'll give you several whips, and then I take off very fast. You not get hold of me. I was faster than Usain Bolt during those days. And then the bigger ones, like our Ango, our Catch, those ones were big to us. So our wanafungua mkono ngumi with Joel, Olori Joel, like that. So those ones who are coming up towards Imanga would always settle scores with those ones going down towards Otiato, Iyavo, Nyapeta, like that. So you don't cross the line. If you cross, you are in big problem. We used to believe that when the school is closing, somebody will bring a feather of a type of chicken with the fluffy feathers, burn it on the school compound, and then mkono inafunguliwa. Properly, whips are there, people are crying, and if you are able, take off. If you are not able, you'll be whipped properly. So that's how but it was fun. It was fun. Athletics, were very good at athletics. I remember people like the late Lucas Okuau, Munyalo Okuau. They were very good marathoners and short races. Beatrice Akwany were very good in marathon. I remember Lilian Chitai and Gaudensia Chitai, also very good. Jackton, Peter Makoha, they were very good footballers. Mimi, short races and marathon. Na ukinichokoza kiboko, nafungua kiboko na nitaenda mbio utanipata. That's how we used to be. We had no schools of mud. We had no water in the school compound, so we have to fetch water. In the morning, when you are also going to school, maybe you had a potato at home. We could carry potatoes, a piece of potato or a githeri. You hide it in the bush somewhere if you don't want your colleagues to know that you don't want to share with your colleagues. So you put it in a bush somewhere, a thicket. Put an indication, funga nyazi hapo, go with it. Take it later on. Maybe as you tie grass, you make a note to indicate that your githeri is there. There are others who are just observant. As you are going, when you come, you will find somebody has taken your githeri. Pole sana. Life continues. The most lovely thing during primary school was githeri, sugarcane, and groundnuts. Not like in secondary school. Once you go in secondary school, it is bread. In primary school, it is opposite. We loved sugarcane, we loved groundnuts, and we loved githeri. And you could share. We share with your friends. It's good if a friend of yours has githeri, you'll give a sugarcane like that, groundnuts like this. For we from the Shuchi place, because our area was rocky and we had a lot of plants and forests, we had this plant that we call a mkombera. It is now being sold even in supermarket. So for us, we were specialized for that, supplying the school with the mkombera. Some people will bring this, then we exchange, barter trading. That's how it was during those days, and it was really, really enjoyable. During those days also, it was very easy to know who owns a bicycle, who owns a car. Like in my area, I think in our area, there are very few people who own motor cars. Chitai was one of them, Akwanyi was another one, Omondo Henry was another one. That is within this area. If you put Buchief sublocation, on the three, you add Jacob Mukwambo at Butobe, you add Aaron Mungoni down there at Buchitu, and then you will go up to Musanda, you will add two people there. That is the former chief, senior chief, George Mutenyo, and the Osores family, Father Mullers. Those are the people who owned vehicles. And then every Friday, most students will miss school on Fridays because they have to help their parents to take merchandise to Mumias, which is a marketing day. At least from there, you'll get school fees after the things have been sold. And there were no vehicles, no matatu. Matatu was owned by Chitai, and to get this matatu was not easy because it was this box type of matatus during those days. And once it's full, it is full. You have to walk from home to Mumias and then come back. You will find people carrying mats made of bamboo sticks, mechanized clothes like that. Uniform there was only one tailor, and that is Mr. Obonyo at Otiato, who used to make uniforms. You make uniform, and when you go to make uniform, it is extra large. Extra large because you'll have to use this uniform maybe for 3-4 years. And by the time it's the 4th year, the pair of shorts or the shorts are already having windows at the buttocks part. So you are a laughing stock for those ones who are not able, whose parents were not able to buy uniform frequently to their sons and daughters. Then we had, during that time, school time, you are sick of malaria, what? The only thing you are given, we used to have malaria queen. They are bought, you are given. If you are not given malaria queen, they will look for Mr. Ongoma, Mark Ongoma. He was one of the daktaris in quotes around. Then there used to be another daktari from Iwaya who would come around, walk around, na baiskeli yake kama natibu watu. And the people used to heal. The main hospital was St. Mary's Hospital. Only from St. Mary's you go to Kakamega. And St. Mary's that time was providing very good health services, not like now they are just playing about. I'm sorry to say so. Etenje was not there. Etenje, I remember we contributed a lot of money before after paying school fees, they will also come to school that pesa ya Bukaya Health Center, we paid money, a lot of money. That Bukaya Health Center, Etenje Health Center should not be the way it is. It should have been a magnificent referral hospital, given the money that was contributed. The same to Weko. Umelipa school fees, umelipa pesa ya Weko, which is now Musinde Muliro University. It was Weko Western College before. We contributed a lot of money. You could not go to Mumia's marketing day and you pass these guys at River Lusimu at the bridge. They are having tied a rope across the road. You pay before you pass. You pay tax for your bicycle before you pass. That is how we used to survive. And then you do your primary exams in class 7, you proceed to secondary school. I had another very close friend of mine at Ihonje Primary School who was physically handicapped, Mr. Okoth Majanja. Very clever man, mathematician. We used to sit on the same desk. And because he was physically handicapped, every morning I would pass by his home, get his bag of books to school at his desk, then also when he's going home. If we have not done so, he had a sister by the name Danger. I've never seen her again. I don't know where she went. We'll carry the books. If she's not there, we carry the books, and he follows us behind pole until he reaches school. Okoth Majanja is currently a shoemaker at Imanga Market. Very good friend of mine. We jamaa alikuwa mwerevu kama liche. Very clever. I wish him all the best. So this is how it was. You know, we do primary school, we do CPE exams, we proceed to secondary school. In primary, hakuna mtoto alikuwa anavaa kiatu. There was no shoes. Nothing. We are all bare feet. We are all with uniforms. We are all very respectful. You respect the teachers. You respect people at home. You respect anybody who is an elder to you. Even the head boys at school, anybody who was older than you must be respected. And it was wonderful. I think it really molded us. I don't know where we went wrong. I think we have to go back to that type of life, which molded most people to be how we are. Thank you very much. I'll proceed on next time with another video on how my schooling in secondary school was. I remain yours, Abraham Marotso Sumba, your host. Thank you very much. Like my video, subscribe please, and see you next time. Thank you.